Hello everyone, it's Lisa with Status Inc. I just wanted to put this video out there to help people understand the process of permanent makeup. Today, I went ahead and redid my brows and my eyeliner. I did it probably about 2 hours ago or so. I tried to put a live video out there and for some reason it didn't work, but I did record doing it so you can see the process. A lot of stretching involved. You may have not got the best angle, but at least you can get an idea. Some numbing creams that are involved, things of that nature, the measurements, pre-drawing, all kinds of good stuff. However, again, this is just a document because I have a lot of clients that ask me, or potential clients that ask me questions like, what does it feel like? What does it look like right after? Can I go somewhere after you're done? Do I have to kind of quarantine myself even more away from people until I heal? Or are there any restrictions, things of that nature? And so I just wanted to kind of document what it looks like right away, what it's going to look like in the next few days, and then what it finally will heal to so that you can all understand it, okay? So general, I guess, guidelines is the more normal your skin texture is, the better your results are going to be. People that have oily skin, over porous skin, people that have acne issues, things of that nature, none of those conditions are going to be the best color retention at the end of the day. And in some cases, you may not be able to do them at all. Consultations are much needed so that we can see what we're working with and give you the recommendations that would be best for you. There are different brow styles. So what I did is an ombre hybrid type of technique where I basically did just some strokes right in the front. I don't know if you can see that. Just some strokes here and there. And then I filled in the rest with a micro shading technique, but it's filled from a lighter kind of color here, where the penetration was not as deep, I guess. I shouldn't even say that. Not that it wasn't deep, but that I didn't go over it as many times as I would the rest of my brow. So from my tail to my arch, my upper arch area is the darkest. I like them darker because when I draw them in with just regular makeup, that's how I do it. I like to make them look very, very pronounced at the tails and very crisp edges. Some people don't like the crisp edges, and that's totally fine, but that's just my personal taste. And then as far as the eyeliner, I did a wing, a small wing, nothing too dramatic. Some people think wings have to be these really huge, big, bold things. They do not have to be that way. It can be whatever wing you like. And I tend to not wear bottom liner too much, so I don't feel the need to do permanent makeup on my bottom liner. Okay, so right after, what to expect. So you're gonna feel some kind of swelling, or maybe I should back up a little bit. During the process, we're numbing you before, and we numb you throughout the entire thing as well, so at least it keeps the comfort level down for you, or keeps the comfort up for you, I should say. Okay, then once the procedure is done, which brows usually take about an hour or so for me to get done, but with consultation and paperwork in front, we give you a 2-hour spot to work with you. And then for the eyeliner, depending on what you're looking for, if you're just doing a simplistic liner, you can be in and out of with paperwork and consultation and procedure be done in an hour. If you're looking for wings or a bolder look, I have a tapered look where it's thinner on the inside and a little bit bolder on the outside. If you're doing double liner, if you're trying to get them to connect at the corners, there's a lot of different ways people wear them. So anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on what we're working with, okay? I have a variety of colors also. We have dark brown and we have black that I use today. So I used a cool black, but I mixed a little bit of brown to kind of offset to the coolness that will come of just using black altogether. And then I did a dark brown mixture on my brows as well. And just so you know, I used soft tap colors is what I use. I started with soft tap and I'm still with them. And I do use some other products from other companies as well. But today, for my brows, I did the soft tap colors. My hair is pinned back also. It looks kind of crazy. And that's because I have longer hair in the front, kind of like bangs. It's really a mohawk, but it kind of hangs over. And I don't want any kind of hair on my brows because there's a whole bunch of tiny little cuts throughout there. So you don't want to put any kind of bacteria on there at all. In fact, why I'm glistening right now is because I have ointment on them. Okay, so throughout the first couple of days, I always have my clients cleaning their brows every hour or so while they're awake. And in the evening, during sleeping hours, if they would like to wake up in the middle of the night to clean them, I would definitely recommend that. Setting a timer or an alarm, or just drinking a lot of water before bed to make them get up. Because when you get up, you just want to go ahead and pat them dry, clean them off. Why? Because if you do not clean them, you will scab. You will scab a lot. And that's because you have little secretions of blood and lymph that kind of comes out of these little pores, and all these little cuts and such. And if that hardens, that's what creates a scab, which is perfect for if you have a regular cut and your body's trying to heal. But when you're trying to keep, product, ink, pigments inside the skin, and you don't want it to come out, you don't want to scab. So cleaning it vigorously for the first couple of days. It's very easy, just a light tapping, no rubbing, anything like that, and disturbing it. If you follow those things, you will definitely have the best retention. We've tried all kinds of different ways to apply post care, and that's the best way. So sterile water is what I use, and pat it dry with the sterile water. Let it air dry completely because you don't want to have any moisture on your brows whatsoever before you apply another layer of ointments, because ointment is oil-based, and if you put that ointment over the top of a moist area, it's going to trap that moisture inside there, and you don't want that moisture festering behind the ointments, the moisture. Okay, so you want to keep it dry at all times, except for when you're applying your water to clean it, but you're not submerging your head underwater whatsoever for the first 2 days. So no tanning, no swimming, no jacuzzi. You're not going out for a bike ride. You're not going out for a hike. You're not going to vigorously clean the house. You're not doing anything like that, because we don't want to promote sweat or bacteria underneath that surface of where the ointment is, okay? Because then it kind of traps it back there, and that's open for infection. You don't want that. You also don't want to touch it with your hands. I think we're all learning how to try to keep away from touching our face anyway. So let this be the time where you really start practicing it, because you do need that. You need to have that self-care, and you need to make sure you are self-aware enough to not touch these areas. Sometimes they may itch during the healing process. That's normal, like any other cut. You get cut and it starts healing, it will itch a little bit. So when it itches, you just want to kind of, scratch around if you can, maybe like tap it, things of that nature. But you don't want to touch it with your bare fingers. Q-tips are always best. I always tell my clients, keep a little Ziploc of Q-tips in your purse, because you will need it to apply your ointments, and in case you have an itch or something, you can use that. Also, if you have a little bit too much ointment on there, you can use it to clean around the areas, because you should not have a lot of ointment. If you put too much ointment on you, it's going to emulsify the color and lighten. It'll push it out a little bit more. Also, people who have oily skin or overporous skin, you will heal a lot lighter as well. You can still get great brows, but you may need one additional session to perfect it. Okay, so right after the session is complete, you'll get a little bit of redness, a little bit of swelling. The very next day for eyeliner only, you will get more swollen. When you wake up, you will find yourself feeling like you went 12 rounds in a boxing ring. It's going to be heavy and swollen. That is normal. Your body just kind of pulls around that surface. It doesn't really move around too much while you're sleeping. So your blood is not circulating, and therefore the inflammation starts rising up a little bit. So it's not that you won't be able to see at all. Your eyes will still be open. You can still do everything that you normally could, but it's just going to feel a little bit swollen. So making sure you're cleaning them again for the second day, and making sure that you are drinking plenty of water and moving around a lot will help that blood to really flow and help with the inflammation. Pre-care, we don't want you to use any type of Advil. Some people think that they should use some kind of an Advil or pain reliever beforehand. I would not recommend that. Sometimes that can make you bleed and a little bit more sensitive to pain and a little bit more swelling involved. So you don't want that. If you really, really, really want it to, then Tylenol would be better. Do not use Advil. Obviously no drinking, and don't drink, a huge thing of Starbucks or something right when you walk in as well. No alcohol, nothing like that. And then afterwards, you're free to do whatever you need to do. Some people, I say, if the swelling's bothering you, you can take a Claritin possibly if you're able to, if your body's able to, if your doctor's okay with it. Claritin is a non-drowsy antihistamine type of allergy pill, so that will help with inflammation, as well as Benadryl. But Benadryl should not be taken during the day. Take it at nighttime, because that will definitely make you drowsy. So, I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you what to take, but I do know that these things do help with those things. And I always recommend for you to talk to your doctor But over the counter, if your body's used to taking something like that, just know if you have it around the house because you use it for any other day, it will help with those things. And then you will lose about 30% of color from your initial session. So it takes about 4 to 6 weeks, the earliest 4 weeks, the latest usually about 8 weeks for you to come in and get the second session done. Because of your color loss, some of that definition and some of the lines may not be as crisp as when you first got them done. So you want to make sure that you're filling in those lighter areas or even adding more to it. A lot of people, 99% of my clients who come in for eyeliner always want to go bigger when they come back in. And that's because when they first get it done, it's drawn on, everything looks great. But when I do it, sometimes it's even bigger than they want it to be. And they're kind of nervous because of the swelling. It makes it look bigger. And then when it all heals, they've already gotten used to the bigger look. So by the time it all heals, same with the darkness of the brows, by the time it all heals and everything gets lighter and shrinks down a little bit, most people are going to say, hey, I want them a little bit darker or a little bit whiter or something like that. The brows too, you can make them longer, wider, thicker, darker. You can do a lot of different things with brows as well. You can always remove. If you go to a technician who is trained in removal and there's something that is, out of place where you don't really care for it or whatever, there are some really easy, safe techniques for them to remove those little spots for you as well. Okay, so anyway, again, this is just a tidbit to kind of let you know what to expect, how it feels. It is a little bit painful, of course. I mean, you're getting, in a sense, a tattoo on your face, right? We're not going as deep as a regular tattoo, but it is needles and it's poking through the surface of your skin, so it is going to be a little bit more painful in some areas. But what we do is we pre-numb you for about a half an hour or so, especially for your eyeliner. Eyebrows, we typically don't numb because it goes by really fast to get through it. But if you request it, you can for pre-numbing. But throughout the rest of the procedure, while it's open, while we've already opened your surface area up, we apply a secondary number, and that works immediately, so you don't have to wait a half an hour or so. It works right on contact pretty much, and then we just continue on. So the only real pain that you would feel would be like maybe a little bit here, a little bit there, or like the very first wave of the brows. Other than that, you should be pretty good. Some people are a little bit more sensitive to pain than others, of course. I will give you a little hint for us ladies. If you are going through your cycle, sorry, I don't know how else to say that, or about to, or just finishing, because of your hormones, you are very sensitive during that time, and more than likely your body is going to be a lot more sensitive to the pain of any type of permanent makeup procedure. So I would advise to schedule accordingly. Okay, it does help. Okay. Also keep in mind, some medications that you're on may increase the pain. It may increase resistance to the numbing creams. There's a lot of different things that can happen, but 9 times out of 10, there are usually no issues with pain, no issues with color loss here with us at Status Ink. Just the regular, what you would expect kind of thing as we explain it to you. So anyway, I'm going to document again the next couple days how I heal, how it feels, what it looks like, and then hopefully that helps answer some of your questions so far. And I'll go to answering some more questions again in a couple of days. Okay. If you have any questions, please comment them below. That way I can answer them on my next video. Okay. You can always text me or call me. Phone number is posted in my bio, but it's 216-856-3344, or you can email me at whatsyourstatus@statusinc.com. Thank you again for watching, guys, and I hope that you get all your answers answered by us. Take it easy. Bye.